Welcome to another episode of Daily Gym. It's funny and interesting how we tend to overestimate what we're capable of doing in the short term, in 1 hour or 1 day, and how vastly we underestimate what we're capable of doing in the long term, in a month, a year, and particularly in a decade or more. For myself as well, early on in my career, I really focused on today and tomorrow what needed to be done. And as I got older, I started shifting more towards a long-term view, what I want to achieve in 1 year or 3 years, and work backwards from there. So that journey, what I went through and how I changed my working style, I kind of wanted to talk about that today. Going back 6 years ago when I graduated grad school and I started working at my first startup in the Netherlands, I didn't have much work experience. And very quickly on, I learned the power of to-do lists. So diligently every day I would make my to-do lists. And in the beginning, I could check off every box at the end of the day. But as my knowledge grew, my skills grew, I started getting more responsibilities, which meant that my to-do list started growing as well. And slowly but surely, the number of unchecked boxes kept increasing too. Then, once I started shifting from being the main player to becoming a manager, I simply added all the tasks that other people that I was managing were taking care of to my list to make sure that I would follow up with them and that the results were there. But as you can imagine, your to-do list becomes so long that you're not able to do everything or follow up and check up on everything. So I started reading a lot more books, listening to podcasts, consuming other forms of media, anything that could help me become a better manager, leader, thinking about psychology as well, forming habits, anything that could help me. And I started realizing on the management side that I should have some kind of feedback loop for the people that are working with me to increase the rate at which they're learning new things. And for myself, the rate at which I'm able to get information from them. And slowly but surely, I'm able to entrust most of the tasks to them, not having to really add their tasks to my list because they're responsible enough and capable enough to take care of it. And instead just following up occasionally, making sure that the whole system, that the whole train keeps running on its track. Then that meant I had more time for my own tasks, but as you can imagine, I still wasn't able to accomplish all the tasks on a daily basis. Then once I moved to Japan, I started thinking about things in a bit more long-term view. What do I want to get out of life? Where do I want to be in a year, 3 years, 5 years from now? Both on a personal and a professional level. So slowly but surely, I started making plans for a year or 3 years and working backwards from there. And what I got from those things was I started systematizing the way I work. And what I realized was that the power lies in consistency. I've talked about it in other videos, but it was more important that I did certain things on a daily basis consistently, and that over time those would lead to the exponential results. Of course, I needed to still have the feedback loop in place so that maybe on a weekly or a monthly basis, I started thinking about, am I still on the right track? Or with new knowledge that I have now, or new partnerships that I've made, new relationships I've made, should I switch or change the kind of tasks I do? But as a human or as a person, I'm not able to do much more than 3, maybe 5 pieces of work diligently, consistently, and to the best of my ability on a daily basis. I simply don't have the energy or the mental capacity to really keep it up. So that's how I started working. And then once I finally started working for myself, I simply made my goals for my life, what I want to accomplish, then for 3 years, 1 year, again, started working backwards. And now I've got this kind of vision board in place that whenever I work, I look at that. And I started dividing up my day that when I do things like exercise or eat or I'm walking outside, that's my thinking time. Whatever ideas come there, I implement those kind of in my vision board. So if there's a better daily task I could be doing, I change that. But when I'm able to actively spend energy on my tasks, I don't think about changing the strategy. I simply execute. That's the balance I'm working with right now. So far, it's brought me quite good results over the last few months. And when I look at the last 6 years, I feel I've accomplished so many things, even though I feel I've been so inefficient. So it's given me a renewed gratitude and appreciation for what one is able to accomplish, even if you're not the most efficient, but simply by keep working and improving yourself and doing more and better things over time. That's all I have to say for today. I'll be back with another video tomorrow, and have a nice day, everybody.